May 3rd and 4th, 2022, Tuesday and Wednesday. The Sun in Taurus, Moon one sign over in Gemini. So we have Taurus, which is all about the simple pleasures, all about the feelings of things, how things feel in the body. And with the Moon in Gemini, we want to talk about how it feels. We want to talk about how lovely this feels. We want to talk about how lovely the experience of living in a body on this planet and all the pleasures that it has to offer to us really feels. Because the Moon in Gemini can be very, very verbal. And we can communicate our plans. Indeed, indeed, indeed. So we have this going on. Now, not only do we have that going on, but Venus is going to be entering Aries. And when Venus, the planet of love and beauty, which is a very feminine energy, enters the sign of Aries, then it makes for a very passionate and very romantic lover who is going to be loyal, who is going to be daring, very adventurous, very head-on and direct, and a person who is going to take the lead. Or there's like a bluntness and a strength in leadership quality, which you can love about this person, always wanting, the chase to go on, wanting to ride down that slide and have a, grand old time at a roller coaster, for instance. But did you also know that I happened to come across somebody working on the ranch, and he told me that roller coaster is going to crumble. That the shed is going to burn down. It's going to be a bonfire. And the bonfire is going to be lasting for several days. Because Aries is a very impulsive and fighting sign. Fighting with sign. Engaging you not in the best kind of ways. With that red battle versus green battle, for instance. It's that one side against the other side where there has to be that fight to be light. So the fight occurs when there is enough energy going on to where you can battle it out. And Aries is a sign that has to sort of keep its energy going, its momentum going, its sort of thrust into life, trundling on that same track, if you will. So this could be, having to fight for something, having to fight for love, which is the downside, because I want to include light and shadow at the same time. And with Venus in Aries, love is easy to feel, easy to find, but remember the higher road of Aries? Inspiring the person coming into the room sitting at a desk. Hey, what do you need? What is your concern? I'm here to help you. Or I'm here to better your life. Give you advice. Inspire you to turn up the volume. To turn up the voltage. And to stand up for yourself and go the way that you want to go in your life. Instead of getting involved in somebody else's situation when they're like, no, I got this. Thank you very much. but I'm fine. So it's that knowing when to surrender and step back in a way, as opposed to fighting because of the anger and the rage and the very intense emotions that are going to be coming out this month with Venus in Aries, with Jupiter moving into Aries, with Mars going into Aries, with Jupiter in Aries conjunct Mars in Aries. Mercury retrograde is going to remind us to think about our thinking, metacognitive process of how are we using our words? Are we thinking too quickly? Are we being clear? Are we being direct? Where do we need to sort of step back and think about the other person more? Or do we need to be honest about ourselves? I mean, it gets all these questions going. And not only that, but on May 16th, we're having a lunar eclipse, total lunar eclipse in Scorpio. And that's going to be like, putting your nose into the sewage underneath to find out what is the stuff that is going on that I need to sort of examine and find a way to heal and transform, because Scorpio is very much about transformation and to face problems and face challenges in order to then be the caterpillar that is passing through the cocoon and then ascending as the butterfly. And I am hoping and praying that the weather where I live in the world is not sticky, steamy, and hot, and humid on that day, and on the day before, because depending upon where you live in the world. So, that's what's going on. We have Uranus as an influence. Uranus is very rebellious. So there could be that rebellious feeling, but I've talked about this in another video. Is that, are we going to be rebellious against what others are saying? Or are we going to be open-minded to their perspective? Open-minded to their philosophy, their viewpoint, their experiences, and their own contribution. So that is the challenge, and that is a choice point, indeed. So negotiation, peace, relationship harmony, but also balancing it out with, Aries themes of I am taking the lead in my life, and I'm going to stand up for what I feel is right. And so this is the horoscope. Thank you for tuning in.